It's happening. Are we live?
It's happening. It's happening. Oh my God.
It's happening. Hello, everybody. We may, in theory, be live now.
We are. I can see us.
Oh, look, it's us.
Hi, Internet.
We've inceptioned ourselves.
Welcome to another Battleground Games live from the loft in Battleground Games and Hobbies in Abington, Massachusetts.
We're here.
I have to
Are we Adam's Abadan now?
Every time.
We're all Adam now.
Oh my God, we're always Adam.
Yes, welcome to the loft of Battleground Games and Hobbies. For those of you joining us for the first time, Battleground Games and Hobbies is your friendly local game store in the greater Boston, Massachusetts area with 3 convenient locations. One up in Saugus on Route 1, one down in Norton by the Xfinity Center, and this lovely location in Abington. Pardon me, I ate a big meal right before this. In Abington, which...
That is not the name of a town.
No.
Spicy.
which has a convenient loft that we can stream from, so that's what we do.
So here we are.
Every Friday, we play different board games, often games that we have never played. So the theory of this stream is that we play things to learn them mostly and to hang out with our friends in chat. Today, sadly, we do not have our friend Insidious Pie in chat because she's right here.
What up?
He's with us. John's
And
here.
John.
And John's here.
Get your sweet keister in here. Ooh, let's flip the butt over.
So I guess that's a good time to do some introductions. Hi, I'm Andrew. I am almost always on these things. And
You live
with
here.
me today, I do live here.
Kinda
I spend
does.
a considerable amount of time in this store. With me today I have, we'll start at that end of the table.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm here too.
You also live here.
I do kind of live here.
And she doesn't even get paid.
Yeah, they don't even pay me to be here, and I'm here a lot. And I do a lot here too.
That's how I feel about Battleground Norton sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all don't pay me to be here, but I'm here anyway.
Here I am.
Here I am doing things. Not always productive stuff. I am Jules. I am also Insidious Pie. You will frequently find me forgetting to turn my own mic on my streams and not realizing it until halfway through when somebody shows up and goes, Jules, I can't hear a word you're saying. You know that, right?
And like I was driving home, so I didn't have it on because I hadn't managed to get it turned on. Well, I have turned it on to listen in the past.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. I was like, I got to get out of here.
No, that's
tonight.
fair. That's entirely reasonable. I literally, this is because the last stream I did last week sometime, earlier this week, I don't remember, I realized when somebody was like, Jules, I can't hear you. And I was like, oh, even though I pushed the button to unmute the audio and then unmute my own mic.
Lobster of Revenge.
Hello, friend.
Hello, Lobster of Revenge. While we're talking about bits, which we were not talking about at all.
We'll pause introductions.
Yeah.
Bits.
Yes. There's some sort of pride thing going on
It doesn't
with Twitch?
start till the second.
Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
start
It doesn't start
right
till
away.
June 2nd, but there's something about if you cheer 200 bits or more in one go, it is a mega cheer, and it donates a portion of the proceeds to the Trevor Project.
Awesome.
I literally looked
That's
that
awesome.
up on my lunch break this afternoon.
So not today.
Not yet.
But
No, I
during
mean,
our
feel free to
next
donate
stream.
200 bits or more in one go, just
I
because.
mean, we wouldn't
Yeah.
be sad if you did,
But
none of it would be going to
you
the
start
Trevor
getting
Project.
fancy
But-
pride emotes on the second if you do that.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
Anyway, off with you.
Hello everyone. I'm John. I would have been on time, but I had to buy the latest Keyforge set.
Understandable.
And I'm just making sure if I'm coming through all right, because I literally just put my mic
Yeah, I
on.
think you're good.
Okay,
Looks
perfect.
like you're good.
And I'm trying to be professional and shutting my
I was
phone
going to see
down.
how long it took him to notice, but I was like, no, I'm not going to be a butt.
What?
I was just gradually doing.
No, it's fine. Look at the back.
John, since you brought your Keyforge thing up, do you want to do our unboxing at the beginning of the stream instead of the end of the stream this stream?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Unbox the heck out of that.
Okay, so Keyforge came out with this latest set.
Yeah.
I was huge into it for a long time, but then I got my Horseman deck. So at that point, there wasn't really much of a chase.
So, folks will recall, Keyforge is a game where every deck is unique. It's algorithmically
Procedurally,
generated.
Yeah, they're generated and put together, and you buy a deck and play with that deck as is. There's none of this net decking sort of nonsense.
None of this deck construction. It's constructed. You just leave it.
Yeah, you play with it, and it's how well you pilot it.
So they've
Some
released
decks are
a new
better than
set,
others.
The
Yes.
Age of Ascension, which has a whole bunch of new cards,
And a new rule set.
Ooh,
Well,
snap.
nothing
but no new
major.
guilds, right?
No new guilds.
yeah.
Still the same set. It's this alpha and omega concept, which I can learn later, but I need to check these rules. But essentially, it's, I think, a new way of determining not only first player, but a new way of trying to mitigate certain, like, wins.
I should probably brush up on this because we're having a Keyforge tournament tomorrow.
Oh, snap. Okay.
You should probably,
At
yeah.
1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in the Abington location, we're going to be doing a Keyforge tournament. So this is very cool.
So come on down for
You said the
some
tournament.
keys and forges.
Thank you, Dave. Spokesman.
The previous version of Keyforge had stun cards, which were little Fantasy Flight sized cards, and +1 cards that you could put on your cards. And it was terribly confusing.
Yeah, because they look different, but it's just like a pain to have 2 other decks to like crowd up area.
Yeah.
So they made tokens.
Oh, they made real tokens now.
Yeah. So now you have stun tokens
nice.
and +1 tokens.
Oh, because there was a whole company that made what did they call them? They called them like burger tokens because they were like little bubble stickers that you stick on either sides of penny. Somebody sent some to Lure,
Oh, this is
Yeah.
playmats.
which
Nice.
then Lure was like, the Canadian Mint abolished the penny. Please
Yeah.
don't send us pennies. The Moonbase also abolished the penny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no pennies allowed.
Also, it would
So-
be incredibly expensive for you to ship pennies to Canada.
The previous version of Keyforge, the starter set, came with 4 decks.
Yes.
This starter set is slightly less expensive and comes with 2 decks. It does not have learn to play decks.
That's a Fantasy Flight box if I ever
Yeah, there's
saw
your
it.
Fantasy Flight box with its little divot there.
Okay.
That's a thing.
So
Every single Fantasy Flight box.
unlock a world where anything is possible. Enter the Age of Ascension in the second set of Keyforge. Age of Ascension has 204 new cards, creating an entirely new pool of unique decks to discover, explore, and master. 1 deck per player is all you need to start playing. Check out the rules available on Keyforge.com. Free advert. So the last set was Call of the Archons.
Yes.
This is the new generation Age of Ascension.
Yeah, you can tell the difference because Age of Ascension has a blue motif. Call of the Archons had a red motif.
Alright. So my
Ooh,
3
red team versus blue team.
My favorite 3 were, I loved playing Untamed is my favorite.
Okay.
Just the whole recovery concept was cool. I like Mars, but Mars was always tricky. But I've heard Mars
Mars
has done
is-
really well at this.
Mars was
the
a
competitive
challenge.
teams.
Yeah.
And
See, piloting the deck. That's
protection is just always
that's
cool.
the thing.
So what'd you get?
I got even artwork. That's a good sign for me. I like that. Untamed Logos in Mars. D. Hodak, Hamburg's Grey Boss.
I'm sorry, were any of those words what?
Yeah.
They're
each one has a-
all the decks are like
Yeah,
that.
but like
So they're algorithmically generated, as we
in
said.
German apparently.
Yeah.
D.
Oh,
Hodak,
yes, did we not
Hamburg-
mention?
Hamburg's
Each
Grey
set
Boss.
is in a different language.
Berliner.
Each
Okay.
set's in a different language. It's not.
Second
No.
deck is also have even artwork, which is another amazing
So what John's talking about is the artwork on the backs of all the sleeves is unique to your deck.
Yes.
And that too is algorithmically generated.
this
So
one is
the
called,
picture of your
Stopper Healy
commander
Price
is
Pirate.
algorithmically generated.
What?
that's his name, and then that's his title, Pirate.
So who is this one?
Stopper, highly priced pirate.
Highly priced.
May I see
pirate.
that for a
Healy
moment?
Price?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I genuinely want
Healy
to.
Price.
I want to steal
Mino
these.
Stopper Healy Price.
I want to steal these for sim last names.
Okay,
not a bad
that's not a bad
You
idea.
know what? I'm really happy about this one card name that I just spotted.
What's it called?
Ronnie Wrist Clocks.
Okay.
New sim name. Also, that's
Alright.
he's gonna run the clock shop in town, or the watch shop.
Ronnie Wrist Clocks.
Come on down to Roddy Wrist Clocks.
What's cool about each
I
deck
don't
is
wear a
on the
watch,
back
I
it has a
wear a
reference for
wrist
everything
clock.
on your deck list.
Nice.
And a reference for rarities. So if it's got a star, it's very rare.
Oh,
Cracks,
I'm
diamond,
disappointed that this
unexpected.
isn't what I thought it was.
Oh.
I thought it was Yahtzee Gang, and I was going to be
yeah.
really excited about a gang that plays Yahtzee, but it's Yancey Gang.
I mean, that's still.
It's still good.
That's still really
There's
funny.
also
It's a Pacific Rim reference.
Knuckles Bolton. You have a gang. You literally have a
Wait,
gang.
can I see this for a
An
minute?
old-timey gang. Knuckles Bolton and Ronnie
That's
Wrist
great.
Clocks.
Oh my god.
This is
Yancey
like...
Yancey Gang sounds like it's a gang, but it's all like really posh people.
So-
It's just like because it's
Yeah. Or they live near the Yangtze River, and
Oh, Yangtze.
Yeah,
It's not Yangtze, it's Yancey.
Yancey.
Like,
But it's got a
Y-A-N-C-Z-E.
Z. Yeah, it's
But, like,
missing the G.
I heard Yancey like
like Yancey.
Doug, like the show,
Yeah.
like Douglas Yancey funny, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, that's what I thought of it. I'm just like, that's the poshest sounding name I've ever heard of, and it sounds like a whole bunch of like hoity-toity people were like, we're gonna form a gang, chaps.
You have
But, like,
Sam Gamgee.
Don't actually know.
Well,
what
you have Gamgee.
Gamgee.
So your Shadows cards are Bad Penny, Furtive Investors,
Oh, that's a good sign.
Gamgee, Knuckles Bolton, Life for a Life, Nerve Blast. You got 2 of those.
Nerve Blast sounds like a drink.
Ronnie Wrist Clocks,
does,
which is
yeah.
still the best name ever.
Oh.
Yancey Gang, Dusk Runner, which sounds like it's out of Netrunner.
Yeah.
Perplexing Sophistry, which is also fantastic.
Wow.
And Subtle Maul.
M-A-U-L.
Yeah, just subtly maul them.
All right, so Subtle Maul and Nerve
I
Blast.
love your Shadows cards. They are the best game.
Subtle Maul and Nerve Blast both sound like alcoholic beverages. Chat, if you like alcohol, please feel free to come up with alcoholic beverages that fit those names and tell me about them.
You could come up with a virgin mocktail,
I
and
mean,
I would be very happy about that
Or also
too.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Come up. Like, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. Now that I think about that,
But
come up with a
Nerve
beverage.
Blast or Subtle Maul. Subtle Maul is really a
Subtle
good
Maul
drink
actually
name
sounds like it
now.
ought to be the name of the alcoholic milkshake I made once. Because it was one of the, like, it would bother you because you don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
But for those of us that can kind of ignore
Yes.
it didn't taste like alcohol and was profoundly dangerous, and is
Oh,
like one of
yeah.
the times I accidentally made myself
Oh
sick.
my god.
Hello, friends!
We're looking at Keyforge cards, and I'm being very amused by the Keyforge card name Ronnie Wrist Clocks.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie
so
Wrist Clocks
here's what's
here.
The
cool.
best.
It's not just a full new set. They integrated the old cards too.
Nice.
So it just adds 204 to the already existing.
But what I really like about that is that it does mean that like you have
Not her, just
theoretically
subtle.
more stuff.
Subtle Maul, yes, exactly like that.
Exactly.
Lobster of Revenge. Come up with a beverage that is called Subtle Maul. Construct a beverage.
It
It would
sounds
have
like
a really interesting aftertaste, right? It would be something where you drink it.
Yeah, and you're
No,
like,
no,
no,
it
lemonade,
seems
and
like
then
one
just
thing.
suddenly
it's
like
got
hot pepper
durian
afterwards.
in it.
Oh yeah.
Because that hits you
God.
after.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
So
makes sense.
speaking of durian and pride,
How are you making this segue? I'm on board for it, but like how?
so one of the things I did prior to last year's Pride was I went to a bakery on my way to the festival and got donuts from Momo Cafe, and they sell durian croissants. So like chocolate croissants where they have something in the middle.
Pangalactic Gargle Blaster. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it's durian. And I haven't gotten up the nerve to try it. So I was chatting with these guys who came to our table at Pride last year because I was eating my amazing donut. And we were talking about where I'd gotten my donut from, and I told them I got it at Momo and they had this other stuff. And I mentioned the durian croissant, and one of them was like, so here's the thing. Durian, when it's in something else, is sort of like garlic.
Huh.
It will taste sweet and pleasant in the baked good,
Right.
and then it will punch you in the face later.
Oh my god.
Your breath afterwards
That's
will
like,
be durian breath.
oof.
Wow.
And so he was like, so if you can handle that, you should try it because it'll taste good. And if you like garlic and you're okay with like having that, my mouth doesn't taste like I expected it to taste based on what I ate earlier.
I
thing.
can't have those. With a twist of durian.
with a twist of durian. So, but yeah, that's how I know what like durian. I haven't ever had durian, but I have been told that that's what
Right.
it's like. So having that like, it tastes sweet and creamy and custardy,
And
and
then-
then it punches you in the face with durian.
Right. So there's a company that I really like called Cucina Aurora. They
Okay.
are a pagan cooking company. Basically.
Okay.
They make a bunch of infused olive oils. They make like blessed and carved cutting boards. and
Durian croissant, no?
Give
okay.
everything a go once. Yeah.
Oh,
Bless
excuse
you.
me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But so they make, for one thing, they make a mix. You mix this like set of herbs and whatever, and it's like garlic and herbs that you mix into cream cheese to make garlic cream cheese dip.
Okay.
It's the kind of stuff that like you can skip coffee in the morning and have that instead because it'll punch you in the teeth
will-
and wake you
it'll
up.
hit ya.
It will also make you vampire proof for about 48 hours because it will not come out no matter how much you brush your teeth.
I don't know if I really want that.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Though Andy and I
What?
did make garlic soup. It was very powerful.
Right.
Yeah,
But
it was like 2 heads of garlic.
It was a lot of garlic.
But the other thing that they make is infused olive oils, and they're like they make a garlic one that's really good. They make like a rosemary and they make there's a tomato basil one. They make like a lemon pepper thyme one. They make the roasted red pepper one that I really like because it has a very nice flavor before it tries to kick you in the teeth. And the guys that sit at the booth, like I watched them do this thing because I just sat there like munching on bread and talking to them because they have like a little, tray of dips and things and little breads.
Yeah.
And a separate one for folks that are gluten intolerant, which I find
That's very nice.
they're
of
very sweet.
them.
But what they really love to do with the hot pepper one is because it doesn't hit you with the spice immediately. So
Right.
they like to watch someone take it and they go, oh, that's good, and then they walk away and the guy just goes 3, 2, 1, and the person
There
just
it
goes,
is.
"Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's like you're not expecting it.
Yeah, sometimes when spice sort of hits you, but yeah, I have been told that durian is one of those flavors that it'll catch you off guard later.
Oh,
So
no.
a twist of durian, a jigger of maple syrup. Who wants to be sparkly?
Well, that's it.
From vampires?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Rightly feared by all creatures of the night, Novocaine.
have
and friends with
you ever seen Lost Boys?
No.
Okay,
Seriously?
that's right. You're young.
Oh man.
No,
You-
Yeah.
okay. No, this isn't it. This is that I'm really bad at pop culture things.
Okay.
My former roommate used to play this game where he'd be like, oh, this person, they were this guy in this thing. I'm like, no, Dave, you
Yeah,
can't play
don't
this
know.
game.
Don't
and he'd
know.
be, okay, but this thing, no, Dave, I haven't seen that either. Okay, but this thing, no, Dave, I still haven't seen that one either. And he would go on for like, he'd keep trying, and like 20 minutes later, I would have thought he had given up, and then he'd be like, no, I thought of something, you definitely, this thing, no, Dave, I still haven't seen that one either.
Well,
my
my
God.
point being that Lost Boys.
He's IMDb. Yes, he's very good at that. Tonic maple syrup, Angostura bitters, pineapple juice, twisted banana, and whipped cream. That's a whole lot happening.
That is a lot.
All right, somebody needs to make this thing now.
Yeah, somebody make it. I
Tonic,
won't have it because I don't
maple
like
syrup.
it,
Boy.
What are the bitters?
Angostura.
Angostura bitters, pineapple
I think
juice,
it's good. It's always
twist
better
of
with whipped cream.
banana, and whipped cream.
but- How do you twist a banana?
You use the peel.
I already don't like banana. That's gonna make it worse. No, you just spiralize a banana.
No. You know what you
Lobster
do?
Revenge
You
contends
get,
that if a thing is good, it's always better with whipped cream.
You
I
dry
think
out
the opposite
banana
is
and,
true too.
and twist it as it's drying. So it's like a banana chip.
Yeah.
But yeah.
still gross. I
So-
don't like bananas,
I think that if something is bad, it's also better with whipped cream.
but I mean, yes, that's true. Twisted fruit of your choice. Okay, that's better.
Okay.
This is a really good steel deck.
Yay!
So
So-
far, just like 2s of everything with logos. The big thing is I had mentioned before on the back. The thing about rarity.
Yeah.
Usually some people are disappointed when they see a lot of stars or not enough stars.
Yeah.
With the deck.
Right.
But it's less about that. It's more about just being consistent.
Yeah.
Can I
having
see the
multiples.
other deck?
Oh,
The one without
There you
Ronnie
go.
wrist clocks? I want to see if there are any other
No,
really good
it's
card
giving.
names.
So, John, I hope that maybe you can show up tomorrow or are you working tomorrow?
I don't know as of yet. I might
We
not
have
be
a-
feeling well, and
we
I
have a
might be
I see
Steel
a
having
Doctor
time.
Who
Forge tournament
reference.
at 1
That's
o'clock,
good.
so
That's
maybe-
good.
Good job.
Bouncing
we're
Death
on
Quark.
Death Quark.
Sounds lovely.
Oh God, that card is really strong.
Oh wait, you.
Professor Stutterkin.
I don't want to play the game, but have you ever
Standardized
seen Men in Black
testing.
1 or 2?
Standardized
I mean-
testing.
Yes.
Oh no.
Jules, have you seen Men in Black 1 or 2?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Okay, so you remember the little ball that Will Smith pokes and it jumps around?
Oh yeah.
That's the Death Quark.
Oh.
So
yeah, that
it
tracks.
hits one thing each and then they knock them out.
Nothing's quite as good as Ronnie wrist
Oh
clocks.
yeah, this deck I'm hoping might be a secret contender.
But my point about Lost Boys was that it's a vampire movie.
Okay.
It's an 80s vampire movie.
Okay.
It's super cheesy.
Okay.
I love
I know,
it.
right?
It's
Cards are
very
slippery.
stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
But
That's
the
just
soundtrack
like
is amazing.
Last time I would
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
guess
okay,
that.
I'm on board for
Totally
Slow them
worth
down.
seeing.
No, I'm not.
We'll have to get
Boy.
together and watch it
Yeah.
because
We'll have a baking weekend and watch this thing.
I love it.
Or like
Really
a
good.
cooking weekend because it's summer, so I'm not gonna bake, but like
But
make cream pies.
some
or
sort of
something,
fun
or, like,
cooking activity.
Cold. I know.
Um,
Hello, friend.
And in it, at one point, the protagonists kill a vampire and get covered in its blood, and they come out from the cave and they are like, they're sort of sparkly. And it turns out that the vampire blood was shampoo with glitter mixed in,
Which makes sense.
which
'cause
they
those
doused them
vampires-
in
Yep.
to send them out into the sunlight so that they would be like an obvious thing. And I have been amused by that ever since, because whenever people like around when Twilight was out, was
Yeah.
like, vampires don't sparkle. I was
those
like,
ones do.
their blood does though.
There you go.
Those ones do.
So are we gonna play a game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
I brought
for
prizes.
the month of May,
Prizes.
we
Well, I mean, I brought
we
games.
pondered. For the month of May, we decided at some point, for some reason, to do narrative games.
We had a couple and we
Yeah.
wanted to play them.
Yeah.
So we
Because
played.
we wanted to is as good a reason as
That's
that.
Yeah,
true.
why
Yes.
not?
We played Call to Adventure,
Yes.
which was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing that.
That was a lot of fun to play.
And we played Before There Were Stars.
Yeah.
That was
Which-
really good.
Oh, if you have
God,
a
that
chance
game.
at some point,
Go back and
and you
watch
did
that
not get a
VOD.
chance to watch us play all of that game, I know or I know Novocaine for the Souls, you had to go to bed before we finished the game. It was just, it gave me goosebumps, some of the stories that my
Yeah.
fellow streamers came up with. And we now have highlights,
It was
which
so
are in
much fun to play.
the
It was
video
really
list for our Twitch
interesting.
channel. So you can observe each of our three
Observe the glory.
full stories just clipped together. So that was an awesome game. I cannot say enough good things about Before There Were Stars. And then Jules was in chat and recommended Wing It, which sounds interesting and fun. So Jules, tell us about this game.
Wing It is goofy. It is ridiculous. This is Angus MacGyver the Penguin. He's great. This game is a judging game, much like Apples to Apples, Cards Against Humanity, that kind of deal. But it doesn't suffer from the way that those games are. It's like, yeah, there's the joke. The punchline is, a middle-aged man on roller skates or whatever it was. This is a storytelling game. So you're given a scenario, such as you work at a furniture delivery company. On the highway, a sudden drop in traffic speed forces you to slam on the brakes, leading 3 couches to bounce out the back of your pickup truck and into 2 of the 3 lanes. 3 couches are now obstructing the road and dozens of cars are coming on fast. What do you do? This doesn't say, how do you solve this problem? What do you do?
I enter.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're not just like D&D, whatever. You're given resources. You're given 5 resources specifically, and you have to use precisely 3, no more, no less.
Okay.
3 to construct a story. So, that has happened.
This
couches are
definitely
literally-
sounds like the improv storytelling that I did in speech.
It very much is. So, you're moving. 3 couches are in the middle of your highway. You have a Scrabble set, Elvis, a box of kosher for Passover matzah, large square crackers, a very strong rubber band the size of a doorway, and a swing set with a slide. Use 3 of those and figure out what you do about 3 couches obstructing traffic on the highway.
Elvis slide rubber band.
So, that's the gist of this game.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, does each player have the same? Do we all
Yep.
have the same?
Somebody
stuff to
draws the
wing?
situation,
Yep.
reads it out. Everybody else takes their 5 resources, picks 3 of them, and uses them to tell a story.
Oh, okay. My
And the
question was, do we have the
Everybody's-
5 resources and everybody shares them?
No, everybody has their own.
Okay.
Everybody has their own, and they're a hand. They're secret. They're secret to you. So, I mean, you share them as you're telling the story because whatever.
You're putting them out there.
The judge can decide who wins based on how well it solved the problem, how funny the story was, how likely the thing is to work, or how well or creatively the resources were used, or whatever system you feel like using.
Just like it the most.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that was a good story.
Made you laugh.
However you want to do it, that's up to you. Any and all of those criteria can be used to determine who's won the thing.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
That's Wing It.
I think I get how this game works.
My question is, do we want to play to a certain number of cards, or do we want to play till we're tired?
as you will. There's literally
We've
no...
got other games that
think
we
we
can
can-
play if
I
we
have
get
backup
tired of
plans
it.
in case we get bored of this.
We
Okay.
can sort of make a determination as we're playing how many rounds we want to
Okay.
go.
I mean, certainly with Cards Against Humanity, which Amanda and I have played a lot of
Me
and
too.
watched a lot of people play,
Yes.
you never, or you rarely count points.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just in it for the goofy fun of it.
Yeah.
And that's the other cool thing about this is that, yes, in order to like judge effectively, it's ideal if you have 4 or more players. However, you and another person can just do this just for fun.
Yeah.
Just tell goofy stories, because that's the person that was pitching it to me is like, honestly, my wife and I do this. We're bored. We just pull out one of the scenarios in a pile of resources and go, okay, this,
Let's
and
see
this.
what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can come up with.
Okay.
And just sort of have fun with it. So, I'm gonna dole out. I've done this in a really silly way, but
Don't
like,
worry.
whatever.
It's all good.
That's
We each
usually
get 5 resources?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
And
Yeah.
Hey,
4,
have a go on that.
5. And as with these games usually go, reload as needed. There
I'm
are
gonna-
blank cards in here somewhere. If you find one, chuck it. Or, I mean, make up your own thing that you're going to put in there, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Pull out your secret marker.
Yeah, right.
Scribble it out.
Go for it if you feel like it. Actually, no, I'm going to leave this stack here so you and I can reach.
Okay.
And,
I already like these.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So,
Christmas.
how do you determine the first judge?
I think the owner of the game goes first.
Sure.
Sounds good.
I don't think there's a clever rule. You just sort of think it up as you go.
Okay.
All right,
Last
guys.
one to touch a penguin.
That was actually probably me picking up the toys that my kids strewed all over the floor today.
Hey.
Actually, side note before we get started, I need to tell you this story. I told them off stream, but
Go ahead.
chat will also
Give
enjoy
it-
hearing this.
go.
It has been Space Week in my classroom this week.
Space Week.
Yes, we've been teaching my children about space.
Space.
And I have a little book called My Solar System, and it goes from Sun to Pluto. And it goes, this is whatever, and then gives a little spiel about what it is, and then gives like a little factoid. This is Jupiter. It's the largest, this, that, and the other. Jupiter has many moons, one of which is Ganymede, and I had to stifle a laugh every time and not go, I will fight you in a Ganymede parking lot! Because I finally had to tell my co-teacher what I was snickering about, because she's just like,
Oh my
is there something I
God.
need to know
That's
about
one of the
Ganymede?
quotes in the quote database, too.
I will fight you in a Ganymede parking lot. I will fight you in whatever parking
There
lot.
is a new
It would be pretty amazing if...
Expanse RPG.
Nope, that's not the quote.
Andy got it for me last night, and I have it at home.
Wicked.
So when we're done with Ravnica, maybe I will put together a Expanse short.
I'm on board.
And I will
Game.
flounder
That's
wildly,
cool.
but I will love it anyway.
It'll be fun.
I mean, yeah, that's usually how I play RPGs, floundering wildly.
All right, I've got a
fun that way.
terrific hand of very useful resources.
So do I.
So I have
What is
a
the-
scenario.
What
for
is our
you.
dilemma?
Here's your scenario.
Yeah, I would love to try Shadow.
Oh yeah. Here's the scenario. You are a botanist transporting a newly discovered plant from the northernmost reaches of Canada back to your lab in the United States to test it for possible medicinal value. But Canada prohibits the import and export of vegetation. At the border, you find yourself facing an infamously harsh customs official. He is about to check the trunk of your car where you've hidden the plant beneath layers of clothing. What wouldst thou do?
I have the perfect car.
Good! I'm really glad for you.
Okay. Boom.
How
Okay.
long are these stories supposed to be?
As long as you want. Listen, I taught this to my family, and teaching games to my family is always an adventure because, like, there's a solid chance that
always
at least
play
one member is drunk or one member is an illiterate 5-year-old, literally or figuratively. Who knows? But so I taught this to my family, and my dad and his girlfriend kept like drunkenly using all of their cards instead of just 3 and like making these long things.
God.
Oh,
Okay.
This is an adorable game. It came with
Really
stickers.
it didn't come with stickers. I
got
was given
stickers.
stickers because I met the creator at
Good.
PAX and literally had her pitch this game to Chase so that it would show, oh, maybe I took the blank cards out. I might have been smarter. Thank you, Past Jules. Past Jules, you're so smart.
Past Jules
High
thought
five.
ahead.
Past Jules is so
Yeah.
smart. If only future Jules could be that smart.
Future Jules
But that'd be
can do
All right,
that.
John,
Smart.
shall we start with your tale?
Oh,
Yes.
jeez.
Tell me
Oh.
a story. What are you going to do? Because the Canadian Border Patrol is trying to find your new imaginary weed plant or whatever it is.
Okay, my quick question is it through my luggage or through my vehicle that they're searching?
They are searching.
They're about to open
They're
your
about to check the
Yeah.
trunk of your car where you've hidden the plant beneath layers of clothing.
Oh, well, here's the trick to the fact that this is my plant. My plant isn't just hiding in my clothing. My plant is my clothing because I am secretly carrying this plant as a grass skirt.
Nice.
You turned it into a hula skirt.
Yes, I
Yes.
turned it into a hula skirt. I'm trying to prove I have this huge luau I have to get to. I'm driving through the border to get to Hawaii, of course.
Of course, that's how you
Overland.
get to Hawaii.
And to prove my credentials, I'm going to show him my exact location. I'm heading with my magnetic compass. Clearly, it is pointing in the direction that I want to go.
Okay, okay.
And if he truly wants to investigate these things, I can always offer him my magnifying glass to let him know, just look right here. You see, is there anything in? It's pure grass. It's just something I'm going to wear, I'm going to present. And then I'm going to take it all and hide it under my shirt and run away.
Okay, okay.
And that's my story,
right.
and now I'm sticking to it. So there are my three.
Andy?
So, as some people are aware, this particular form of plant often makes people slightly hungry. So my plan is to allow the
Are we sure that
inspector-
this is, I don't know if it's actually weed, I just made that joke, but like,
I'm pretty sure it is.
okay.
It could be, yeah.
Weed's northern cousin.
Definitely
I mean,
weed.
it's legal in Canada, but they don't export it. I think this is weed.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to allow the customs official to inspect this massive amount of this incredibly potent plant that I have in my trunk.
Okay.
And when he gets hungry, I'm going to offer him a box of 20 chicken nuggets and a box of raisins that I happen to have
Okay.
in my car.
You've met my mother.
But
do
I
this
have
too.
a
The
backup
Joke being
plan.
my mother used to give out raisins as Halloween candy.
Were they at least plump
She-
raisins?
No. She called them nature's candy, and I want you to guess how many trick-or-treaters we used to get.
How many times did your house get egged?
We never got egged. We just
Good.
didn't get many kids by our house, which meant I had lots of raisins for my lunch for the rest of the month.
Ants on the sticks.
Good
really
for you.
Literally, one of the parents of one of the kids in my school is a dentist and calls them the devil's candy because apparently they're your teeth.
Because they get stuck in your
Yeah,
teeth.
Yeah, they always made my teeth, like even
Yeah.
thinking about them makes my teeth hurt now, and I never knew
Same.
why. Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
fun fact. Anyway,
Okay,
sorry.
anyway.
So
Sorry.
You're going
So
to feed the highway
while
patrol
the border
customs-
patrol agent is distracted by the
munchies.
munchies and
Yeah.
the raisins and the nuggets, I'm going to surreptitiously rub my Arabian oil lamp and have Will Smith transport the stuff from my trunk.
Oh my god!
Not the ghost of Robin Williams?
No, I think it's
Any
definitely
other
Will Smith.
genie would be more acceptable, bro.
No, all right.
For the following month.
Oh,
Because
my
that's
God.
that night, and then my next lunch is November, and for the entire month of November, I
Now, Jules,
had
I have a
had
rules
raisins.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many
I know we're
raisins.
probably making this up as we go. Do we have to hang on to our other items?
If you
for
don't
our
really
future
want to, you
hand?
don't have to, but you can.
I'll hang on to these and see if they're useful in a
Yeah,
future
draw
situation.
3 new ones. If you, I go with the same rules for Cards Against Humanity,
Okay.
which is
Free
if-
mulligan?
Well, yes, but also if you have something that you don't understand,
Yeah.
you don't know what it is, please ask. Or if you have something that for you is like personally distasteful, or you just don't think it's funny,
Just
ditch it. Just ditch it back into the draw pile because it might be somebody else's jam. Or if it's like really like no-go triggering bad, ditch it in the discard pile. No questions asked. It's done. It's done. We won't touch it.
Okay.
I like that.
That's my house rule on that. I also suggest drawing first, but
I'm okay not celebrating National Raisin Month.
What is that?
It's
What?
National Raisin Month
November?
Now.
November? Oh,
Well,
Now it is.
Now it is.
okay.
All right. So
All right.
you're gonna distract him with the munchies and then get a genie to do this for you. What do you got?
Well, so everyone knows
Mm-hmm.
that the Canadian Border Patrol is actually all cats.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Okay.
We know that, right?
they're definitely
We all
cats.
knew that.
I knew
They're
that.
all cats.
Perfect.
Just kitty.
Which is
Swimming in
why you can distract them with laser pointer.
kitty. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I have a laser pointer. It fits on my keychain.
Yeah.
So I just sort of click it and laser pointer. And the Border Patrol agent has to follow it because that's required when you're a cat. As you see a laser pointer, you gotta go.
You have to follow the red dot. It's really important.
And I would use the laser pointer to lead the border patrol agent to the trophy moose head that I had hidden in the bushes
Okay.
The moose head.
earlier.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows that Canadians love moose.
Yeah. No. It's a whole thing.
Obviously. And, everyone wants a trophy moose head. So I would use the laser pointer to lead them away, and then I would gun it, waving my American flag out the back of my car. Yeah! America!
That's really good.
I told you I had the perfect
Moose
cards
head
for this.
and
I was
the
like,
flag.
moose head and the flag. I was like,
Oh,
yup.
the moose.
Okay. Judge's choice.
The judge's choice.
Take your time.
While I strongly appreciate your munchifying and Will Smith, that's well done.
Thank you.
Most creative use of resources given.
Yeah.
But winner
Thank
is you.
you.
All right.
Ding! 1 point for you.
Okay. So
So
discard
now,
pile.
yeah, discard pile.
And John gets the
redraw
next
to-
dilemma.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Redraw
Okay.
to 5, and there you go.
The next dilemma is as follows. You're a photographer at the annual Winter Fashion Show on deck during an Arctic cruise.
Okay.
A startling gust of wind whips through the air, blowing more than 100 of the models' expensive designer hats off the ship and out into the freezing ocean waters. There's not a what would you do? There's not a what
No.
if?
I always supply that.
Okay, so what would you do in this situation?
What do you do?
What do you do about these poor women's hats? Or male? It doesn't specify.
Poor humans.
Yeah,
Poor
these
humans'
these
hats.
poor people wearing no hats now.
I want to say it's like fedora
Can
convention.
I see the
Yeah,
card
go
for a
ahead.
second?
I want to say it's like tip fedora convention.
The annual winter fashion show on deck during an Arctic cruise. Yeah. The
Well-
expensive designer hats are just gone.
I actually happen to have the perfect accoutrement for rescuing hats from an Arctic river.
Do you really?
I do, in fact. So I have,
It's not a river. It's
or
like
from
Arctic.
the Arctic
the
Lake.
ocean.
or
yeah, it's the
ocean.
Arctic Ocean.
Yeah, I'm
From
going to
From
dive in.
Arctic big blue wet thing.
Yep, I'm going to dive into the water because I have what appears to be a sheepskin jacket and is actually quite warm.
Oh my god.
But in fact, it's a life jacket. It's got like bladders and pockets and stuff in it. So I'm going to use my bicycle pump quickly to inflate my sheepskin jacket and dive into the water. And my very fashionable pair of purple Crocs are in fact flippers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use those to dive into the water,
okay.
swim out into there, grab all the hats. I won't get cold because my life preserver is a sheepskin jacket. And then I can just retrieve the hats and bring them back, and the models will be forever grateful.
Inflate my sheepskin jacket. I put that in the code book immediately. Like, what?
Yeah.
There you go.
Words I
Right,
never
excuse
thought I
me,
would
folks.
hear in that order. Laddling for the win. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, fair point.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing.
Yep.
I believe that hats are an essential part of fashion. You may not know this about me, but Andy can actually confirm this. I had a hat that I wore every day of high school.
Yep.
Good.
I had a cap that I wore every day. And I quite like hats, and I wear hats quite well. So I'm always carrying an assortment of hats with me. But you can't always carry, you can't get in a rut. In high school, I wore the same hat every day. You just start to feel like that's all people see is that one hat. So you got to change things up.
Yeah, so now you have like 9 million different hats.
Right, you got to have a lot of hats, which is why I carry with me an assortment. I carry with me a block of Parmesan cheese
Okay.
Because Wisconsin.
because, well, Italy.
Yeah.
By way of Wisconsin, sort
Yeah.
of, because it's not real Parmesan unless it comes from a specific place in Italy. But that's the thing, is you got to mix it up. You can't just do the Wisconsin cheesehead thing. You got to be fashion. It's cheese, but make it fashion.
Okay.
So I whip out my block of Parmesan cheese, and it's like a whole wheel of it. And what's cool about Parmesan cheese is even when you hollowed it out, the rind is still so good. So you just put it right on your head. And it's a snack, which is good when you're in the Arctic because you need a lot of body fat, so you want more cheese.
Right? I mean, and
So-
also like the models are like they're like constantly like mini snagging.
Yeah, and so this way you just get to like just carve out a little more.
Peckish while you're modeling.
Yeah,
You just
it's great.
grab some lunch.
And then that makes room for more insulation to keep your head warm because, as we all know, we lose a lot of heat through our heads.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's hat number one that I am able to just hand off to these poor hatless models.
Okay.
My next one is an entire prison uniform. Now you may think to yourself, how can that be a hat? And I would pose to you the question, how can it not be a hat?
Okay.
Because you really have to be creative when you're in prison. Because everyone has the same clothes. You've got to be able to, again, make it fashion. So it's actually just an elaborate turban made of using the scrubs and the stripy shirt and your like issued bra and panties, because everyone knows you get your prison bra and your prison panties.
Yeah. Your prison underpants.
Yeah, you get your prison underwear, and they're all like stretched
What if
out and
you're
stuff,
Mormon?
and that's why.
Do you get special Mormon prison underwear?
You know what? I don't know. I've never watched a show about prison in Utah.
Okay.
So, but we're in the Arctic,
Yes,
so
yes.
that doesn't apply here. It's
Yeah,
regular
everyone
prison
knows
underwear.
Mormons can't exist
It's
outside of Utah.
real. The elastic's just gone, so you got to tie it, and that lets you create really interesting knots and stuff. It's just very creative, so that's why I carry that around, is because it's always different.
Okay.
And the last hat is one that really harkens back to early ladies' hats. I just keep an entire dove in a cage.
I saw it before you flipped.
Women used to wear birds, live birds on their, and no, I'm not lying here for
What?
the sake of the story.
is
This
a legit
legitimately
thing. Yeah,
is
no,
a thing that
right,
women
I
used to
forgot.
wear live birds on their heads
Okay.
as part of their elaborate millinery.
Okay.
Because I know the word for hats.
Of course you do.
And so I keep that for when I really need to make an entrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like when a situation like this arises and you suddenly have poor hatless models with their heads going cold, you've got to really pull out all the stops. And all those stops are a dove in a cage, a prison uniform turban, and a block of cheese.
Okay.
Can I just say
Yeah.
at this point, I am shocked that I have not seen RuPaul's Drag Race anybody with a bird on their head. Like a live
Right.
bird on
That
their
is
head.
genuinely surprising, actually. Now that you
There's-
mention that.
Yay, millinery, yes. I already knew that word, but also I will credit Howl's Moving Castle for cementing it into my brain. But yeah, because you have to have variety, and in a high fashion winter fashion show, you've got to give people what they want, and what they want is hats.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Jules.
You
All right, so
can't
fun
have
fact.
couture without hats.
Yeah.
You thought that this was an Arctic fashion show.
Uh-huh.
You thought that that's what this was.
Okay.
No, in fact, this is the very first episode of the Great Arctic Bake Off! Because I have an award-winning baker and 10 dozen brown chicken eggs, and they are going to make a whole bunch of meringue hats
That's
for all of these
amazing.
models.
Wow.
Okay.
meringue
And while
hats.
they do this, in order to provide accompaniment, I have a saxophone, a harmonica, and an accordion.
Done.
Yeah, that's good.
Done.
Yeah, excellent.
All right,
Would
my
you like
turn
some
to do a
cheese?
dilemma.
They have to play
Take it now, everyone.
consistently.
Yakety sax.
No, not Yakety Sax. They gotta play. What is that song? Ska band.
I don't know.
Can I have a blue
I just
card,
got a
please?
card that I just got a card that goes with your last.
My last story.
Or
Oh,
baking.
can we play chat? I don't know how to just play
Oh.
3 random cards, and it doesn't really
Oh,
work.
I can do that. I can just shuffle my hand and draw 3 randoms.
I mean, we
Were trying to add one more
Yeah.
story to
like
we can give chat 5 cards and be like, here are your cards.
you do have 3 decks
hard
to
to
randomly
do.
draw. from.
Yeah.
because we'd see them and
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's honestly, it's okay if you know what the stuff is. They just have to make the story.
Okay.
Andy, what's your
All right, so
situation?
you're a well-known Brazilian hairstylist.
Of
I
course
knew
I
this
am.
about all of you.
Yeah.
Cutting the hair of the most famous singer in the country. You sneeze suddenly, causing you to snip the scissors shut, and you realize that you've accidentally cut off a huge chunk of hair in the back. Luckily, she hasn't noticed yet. What do you do?
Okay. I think I'm ready.
How many of you guys have seen Barbershop?
I
Oh,
have.
that I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. A nice kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
How many of you have seen Sweeney Todd?
That I
Yeah, okay. The Johnny Depp one?
I actually prefer the. Okay.
The Angela Lansbury?
No, the Tom Hardy and what is his name? It's a TV movie version that's available on Amazon.
I have not seen that one.
Non-musical. It's basically like a more realistic kind of like.
Two of these work really well, and the third one is really stymieing.
I'm having a
Yeah,
Sounds
similar
tricky.
situation.
that's how that's happening.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where this is gonna go.
Okay, we're gonna go with this. It may ruin my story, but
No,
that's
I've got it.
that's okay.
All right.
All right,
okay.
Amanda.
It's fine.
So you've just snooped. One snoop too many.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You know, sometimes you get carried away with the scissors because they're just so fun to snip, snip, snip. You know, sometimes you just snip a little bit too much. So I noticed this, and I think, well, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Well, I've got to get her out of the chair, right? Because I need to think about. I need a moment. I need a moment. And fortunately. Oh, excellent.
Sweet.
Fortunately for me, the bathroom in my salon has no mirrors.
Okay.
None.
Okay.
Because I want the only mirrors to be the ones in front of what I'm doing. Because
Right.
I want to be in control, which is good for me. So I'm going to hand my customer a can of kidney beans
Okay.
so that she needs to poop.
Oh.
Go to the bathroom.
Well, you know, popular, is it Brazilian
Yeah.
singers, they can't fart in public.
Yeah, so they gotta go
she
to the
has
bathroom.
yeah.
And while she's doing that, I am going to take my one large bucket and my one smaller bucket
Yeah.
and mix up some invisible ink,
Okay.
Okay.
And turn.
which I will use to paint all of my mistakes invisible.
That's how invisible ink
I
works.
thought you
Yeah,
were gonna
that's how
turn.
invisible
Okay,
inks
lovely.
work, right?
Definitely.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
turn yourself.
And when that
invisible.
doesn't work, I'm going to take the large bucket and just stick it right over her head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Novocaine for the Soul says that they like the paint work on my Tau, and I really appreciate that. I need to get back to work on my Tau because I want to play some Kill Team, and I actually need to add some extra folks to them.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, and I hope to do more painting streams soon.
I bought some new paints the other day.
Awesome.
I'm very
Jules.
excited about
All
that.
right. So what I have is a Brazilian pop star, singer, whatever.
Yeah?
Excuse me. Sorry, Chad, if I just sneezed on you.
It's okay. I think you did.
Whose hair I have? No, I meant chat, like the microphone.
Oh, chat.
Also, I'm sorry if I sneezed on you.
Okay.
So I have someone whose hair I accidentally snipped too much of. Thankfully, she was already in the part of this was to cut the hair, and the part was to dye it purple, because as we know, purple is a superior color for hair. It just is.
I agree.
Excuse me. So, what I have is a very wise fox who speaks only in riddles, who will distract her while I have my very anxious flight attendant, who is conveniently so anxious that she's pulling her own hair out. So I'm taking her pulled out hair and using a can of violet spray paint to change the entire hair color and then put in the anxious flight attendant's hair that she has pulled out and just hair extension it into place.
Okay, so Amanda's using invisible dye,
Yeah.
and you're using
Visible dye.
Yeah, a can of spray paint. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent plans.
All right.
John.
So the first thing we got to do is calm the situation to begin with. So I'm gonna blend us up some margaritas. We're gonna get sit down.
Sounds great.
We're gonna enjoy a few drinks. We're gonna talk about this. I'm making sure the doors are locked and the curtains are closed.
Oh my.
And then I'm going to make sure she keeps drinking, keeps enjoying herself as long as she can. And then I'm going to try to meticulously replace her hair follicles that I've removed with some feathers from my orange feather duster. I think the orange would blend perfectly well with the purple.
Yep.
I think they would
Yeah.
fill in the color combination quite well.
It's good.
And then when she finally falls asleep, I'm going to book it out of the country because I have 8 passports to the most populous nations on the earth.
Nice.
And just start
Nice.
a new life
Yeah.
Yeah.
with my new talent of apparently transplanting feathers to hair.
I
Which I
like
think
John's
will make
plan
me-
because he's got a plan within a plan.
Yeah.
It's replace
He
the
has the
hair
exit plan.
and then
And then
GTFO.
leave. Yeah.
So I'm with John here.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
heck out.
I've had that blender for a while.
I've had that blender for a while.
I just didn't know the right time to blend. All right.
Find the correct time for the blunder.
All right.
All right, Amanda, what is our new dilemma?
That's a good question. I need you all to get in character.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You are an English lord
Uh-huh.
in love with a beautiful lady,
Okay.
but her father is too stingy to pay the dowry and too proud to give his daughter away for free. So he has committed her to a nunnery.
Oh, F that.
How do you get her out?
Does it actually say that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's a
asking
good way
you.
to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you can decide not to.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, we could.
Boom.
He hasn't actually been on stream, and he was only our chat mod like one singular time before his life took over. But my date mate, Ken, likes to play this game with this problem, not a problem. Here's why.
Yeah.
He's like, this is now somebody else's problem. Here's what we're doing instead.
Okay, so are we playing time period or are we playing anything
Ditching a
goes?
card.
Fair enough.
There are still lords,
Okay, just making sure. Cool.
and there are nunneries.
Okay.
Whatever, I'm a time traveler, it's fine.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, do whatever. I kind of wish I was actually playing this one, because man.
Okay. I think I'm gonna hold that one actually and replace it with this one.
Okay.
Like the grail-shaped beacon? I mean, if
Yeah.
someone has a grail-shaped beacon card, I want to see it.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's in here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
right.
Novocaine for the Soul says that they're going to be judging the accents. I feel this would be a bad idea.
I'm not gonna do it, so you cannot judge mine. Apparently, when
Yeah.
I was a tiny child, I would put on a ridiculous British accent, and I tried to convince my aunt that my grandmother was British. She's not, like neither of them are, and my aunt's like, no, you were adopted, and you remember hearing your grandmother in utero, and I'm like, you're off your wagon, and also I was full of it. I was 3. So we're not gonna do that. We'll leave that for 3-year-old Jules, who was a
They
dingus.
could be an English lord who has been residing in the United States long enough that they've lost their accent.
No, so here's what, at least in my case, I don't know about these two, but in my case, I am a time traveler. I
Okay.
personally have traveled through time, and I am very much much ado about nothing, pretending to be an English lord.
Gotcha.
I'm not.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
So I'm recounting this tale to you, so I don't need to put on a show. You know who it is. Anyway, so what I have is what I'm going to do is I'm going to distract the nuns with a video of a Southern Baptist megachurch service.
That would be very distracting for those nuns.
First of all, videotapes, WTF.
Yeah.
Second of all,
Yeah.
I know I'm not an English.
real lord.
Yeah, I'm not a real English lord. I'm fine.
She's a time
so
lord.
This would be time lady, time human, time monarch. I don't know. Whatever. So I have distracted them because A, VHS. What? Second of all, they've never seen Jesus like this. Like these people need Jesus.
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So while they're distracted with this,
Very
I'm gonna
interesting.
use my wind-powered rice cooker to make enough rice to make a simulacrum of my love's body, or like out of rice, and hide it in her bed and cover it so it'll be warm and human-shaped, but not her, and made of rice. And then we escape on our Persian rug, which is a flying carpet.
Oh no.
Intriguing. Intriguing.
Out the window.
Out the
Okay.
window.
Do you trust me?
John,
So
your lordship.
I am the lord, in fact, not of a land or of time, but a lord of physics.
Oh, are you Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I can't do the Neil accent or the Neil voice.
I can't either.
Man, he's got such a specific comic voice.
Really does.
But essentially, I'm going to walk into this nunnery, and I'm going to kindly ask them to release her. And if they refuse, I'm turning off all the gravity. I'm using my anti-gravity machine.
The nuns would be very disturbed by that.
Well, they'd just be the flying nun.
Yeah, but they didn't like the flying nun. She was
No.
always in trouble. That was the thing.
Listen,
that the show?
Nobody said the nuns had to like this. That
No.
was not part of the problem.
And the
I'm
point
just
was
saying
getting
they'd
her
be
out.
very disturbed by that, so that would be distracting.
While they're caught in the air, I'm going to take a paper shredder to all the documentation saying that she should be committed to this nunnery, and to delete any evidence that she was ever here to begin with.
Okay.
Finally, I'm going to coat them in spider webbing so that they cannot get released from the ceiling that they have been stuck to, and then when I turn the gravity back on, I catch her, and we both walk away.
You're gonna cobweb the nuns to the ceiling.
Yes, that's what he's doing.
Very thorough plan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Andy.
So, my plan in some ways is quite similar to Jules's plan.
Okay.
But I legitimately have a flying carpet, not just a person that you think is a flying carpet. I have a flying carpet. Not only that, I have somebody specifically trained to fly my carpet. I have a professional ostrich jockey.
Why isn't someone trained to fly a carpet?
I mean, ostriches are basically
They're birds,
carpets.
right?
The first debate of the night.
They don't fly, though. That's the whole thing about ostriches.
Only because
Ostriches are
they don't
flying
have a
birds.
flying carpet. If they had a flying carpet, they could fly.
Those
Yes.
things are huge.
So
large. They're
my professional
terrifying.
ostrich jockey aboard the flying carpet, I actually will stay behind. They're going to fly off,
Oh,
get
really?
my love from the nunnery, while I talk to her father
They can't
and
fly
give
without the
him
carpet.
the Hope Diamond so that he can give it back to me as a dowry.
I feel like that's kind of like.
I don't know that.
There-
I don't
he
know
can
that your lady love's
retain-
father would take that well.
He can retain
He might
his...
just keep it, dude.
Well, then I get the daughter. If he keeps the
Oh,
diamond.
I'll pay you the dowry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called a bride price. I had a book about that in high school.
But my rice person.
I like the
Terrifying.
wind-powered rice cooker.
Yeah, it's not just a rice cooker, it's a wind-powered rice cooker.
How much wind does it cost to like turn that into boiled rice? Like, do you have to constantly blow on it, or like?
Listen, I'm trying to come up with a really bad like rice-related pun, and I just can't do it. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
The thing is, while John's plan is very thorough,
Okay.
and I appreciate that,
Thank you.
because you really did put a lot of thought into how you were going to
Get him.
pull that off. And Andy does have a legitimate flying carpet. Honestly, like, yeah, like, you don't need a dowry because you obviously have all
You have
this
the
money.
diamond.
Like,
Where'd you get the whole
The rice plus that really goes against the grain.
Time travel,
Thank you,
obviously.
okay.
I
They're
stole it.
both time travelers?
Yeah, why not?
Why?
There's literally no rules against
wow.
that.
2 rice puns. I
Oh my
appreciate
God.
it.
I appreciate you, friend.
I'm
Do you
impressed
think
that that's
seriously?
Novocaine from the Souls and not Lobster of Revenge with
You
the
could
pun
just
chain.
buy the nunnery.
It's
That's
just,
true.
With the Hope Diamond? Sure.
Catholic
Buy
Church
freedom.
loves money.
yeah, really.
And then you
That's
keep
not
the
wrong.
carpet and don't
I
have
was
to
purchased
lose
from
it.
the Catholic baby store.
But
I know.
the thing is, I cannot get past the idea of showing nuns a
Video
video
is
of a
funny.
Southern Baptist megachurch service.
Just yelling, y'all need Jesus, but I have Jesus. He's right here.
Oh my
I have a
god.
statue of him in my living
I
room.
just the
All right.
picture of that just did it for me.
Why? Why do they convulse so? Because Jesus.
Okay, got it.
Why so big?
All right.
it.
I got my card. What? You're up.
Don't say it. It's my turn. I'm the one that asks you this. I thought you.
No,
I thought you
that's
grabbed a
fine.
blue, and I was like,
Fine.
"Excuse you,
Okay.
don't you skip me? Hurtful.
Oh, no.
How could you?" All right.
Okay,
I need you.
I am well equipped.
I need y'all to get in character
Oh dear.
Okay.
and practice your most redonkulous French accent. Je suis un bear, Eiffel Tower baguette. You are a French
I
nobleman.
cannot.
Oh no!
Oh, I cannot do it.
Why do you think I have this outrageous accent, you silly king?
What are we doing?
You are a French nobleman living in a beautiful chateau. The peasants have revolted, and an angry mob with torches is drawing close. Qu'est-ce que
That's
c'est?
it. Okay.
Mon Dieu! Omelette du fromage. Actually, that's
I
the
love that Dexter's Lab
That's
episode.
it. You are a French nobleman living in a beautiful chateau. The peasants have revolted, and an angry mob with flaming torches is drawing close. Omelette du fromage.
I love Dexter's Lab.
I do too.
Interesting.
Yep, these three. These three are the ones. Because these two I need to save for something really fun.
Yeah. I understand that.
Well, I need to save this one. This one's for something special. I need to choose again.
I think I've had this in my hand since the beginning of the game, and I can't find a use for it, so I'm going to get
I'm
rid of
actually
that.
genuinely surprised. I haven't kept any of my original cards. I usually have one that I hang on to the whole time, but I haven't
Yeah,
so
I got rid of Blender as soon as I could.
far.
The blender was actually kind of useful.
Oh yeah, once you figure out how to use it.
Yeah,
Hi,
you
John.
need, you need the operating instructions, really.
Yeah.
So I'm a French nobleman.
It says
I'm a
noble.
French noble.
Noble person.
yeah.
I will accept
Cool.
noble person.
Good.
Okay.
Noble creature. I don't know if you really want to be a noble horse.
All
You
right.
can. I'm not going to stop you.
John.
I'm not your
Okay.
mom.
We're starting with this.
What do you got?
It's a
Alright.
plot in a Highlander episode.
Yes,
That
it
you're a
is.
noble horse?
No, that you're a French noble and there's a mob of angry.
Yeah, that's probably where they got that
You
from.
see, I see this mob approaching,
Yes.
but I am made fully aware of this via my battery-powered smoke alarms that activate from the torches.
Torches, yeah.
No.
And the flames. So I have time to prepare. I take this opportunity to prepare millions upon millions of 20% off coupons to Bed Bath & Beyond.
What?
Well, they're poor, so they do
are
like
truly the
20%
poorest
off
of people.
coupons.
And
Yeah, we still
next,
They need towels.
and to
Yeah.
prove that they can trust me and know that I am not a gracious noble who will try to come back and get my revenge, they can see I am very calm from my certificate for anger management.
Certificate of completion for an anger management course.
So clearly, I am a trustworthy noble who can provide for them
Okay.
as much as I can.
Okay. Very well.
Excellent.
Thank you.
What have you?
Well, first of all, French peasants also are very much like cats.
Oh, come on.
So
This French guy from
so
Dublin.
many cats.
I'm going to
I
try to
thought
ward
Hindi,
them
but, like,
away
I don't know.
by using my spray bottle.
No, bad peasants. No revolting.
How big
Exactly.
is the spray
Well, they
bottle?
also need a bath because
Yeah.
they're revolting.
Yeah.
Yes,
revolting.
they are revolting.
Ba-boom.
In the event that that doesn't work and they capture me and lock me up, in my wig I conveniently have a lockpick set, so I can unlock the
Very
doors
good.
of wherever I am.
Real
and
good.
as everybody knows, French noble persons have taken extensive dance classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
put on my pair of ballet toe shoes, which give me extra dexterity, right? So I can
They 100% do
Dance.
not.
I think you should talk
dance
to your sister
blithely
about
away
this.
from the peasants.
Knowing ballerinas, they 100% do not.
His sister is a ballerina.
yeah.
No, that's not how ballet shoes work.
It's not how toe shoes work, definitely.
Is that how
Non-toe
shoes work?
shoes, maybe, because they are very flexible. Like the
Yes.
regular ballet, just like flats.
Yeah, but
or,
point
yeah.
shoes, absolutely not.
Yeah, not point shoes.
And Novocaine, I am Irish. So
Basic-
thank you for pointing that out.
Basically, blocks of wood on your toes.
Oh,
yeah.
I know. One of my
Okay.
friends is also a ballerina and still has
So-
calluses on her toes from that.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Here I am
Yes.
in my chateau, and how do I entertain myself in my chateau? I obviously have plenty of marionettes around.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
My
okay.
guess
Cool,
was going to
cool,
be
cool, cool.
harlots, but okay. Yep.
I mean, harlot marionettes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
The original
I'm
doll.
known.
Human marionettes?
Yeah, this is a
No.
French Revolution thing.
No, they're just very large.
Okay.
They're like human-sized
Okay.
marionettes because that's how rich I am.
Cool,
That I-
terrifying, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep them in your
But it's
closet.
good that I have them because I take one of my Victorian dresses
Uh-huh.
Okay.
that I'm well known for, and
Marie Antoinette, Marie
Yeah.
Marionette.
Hey, Marion.
and dress the marionette up like me. Yeah, see
And
where I'm
sit it
going
in
with
your
this?
chair.
Yeah. Well, no, I have my whole crew of marionette artists, my
Okay.
puppeteers, because I keep them on staff because I'm so rich. I'm basically a job creator.
Right. Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah,
Trickles
right.
down. So I have them dress up one of the marionettes like me and perform a show
Okay.
for the revolting peasants.
Okay.
Which does distract them because my puppeteers are very good.
Okay.
And then I pogo stick right out of it.
Pogo stick is
Escape on pogo stick.
There is a pogo stick that can actually get you like
Just
20 feet in the air.
Done.
Exit stage left on a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Pogo stick.
Firmly keeping the guillotine blade sharpener pin.
Back flipping.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta make jobs.
Okay.
Gotta make jobs.
Um,
Terrifying marionette.
20% off coupons.
Listen, like 20% off coupons requires them to have money in the first place. They're peasants.
But I am a trustworthy man.
They could buy hand towels.
That's true. They could buy more
Face
torches.
buffs?
Question mark. You know those things have all kinds of terrible fine print of like limit one per customer per transaction per century. You know, like whatever.
Bed Bath & Beyond's been around for a long time, and there's a reason for that.
Only valid in this one Bed Bath & Beyond in like Anchorage.
God, what would be
But
in
they
an
do have
actual
a
Bed
cash
Bath & Beyond
value
back
of
then?
like 1/20th of a cent, right? How
Yeah,
many
they
of
have
these
to,
did you
don't they?
print?
Millions upon millions.
All right. So they just need like a couple million and they've got like a
Imagine
few
it would
$100.
look like this.
Oh, can we open
I
it?
can't do the thing.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Amanda, save us. Do the thing.
If it's scary, you should watch out.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's terrifying.
Hey, that's pretty good. I like
Yikes.
that. I
That's
want that
great.
statue. Okay.
That's fantastic.
Look, I like Andy's idea of no bad peasant, no biscuit, and like lockpick set.
You
I
do
think the
go to
ballet
prison.
shoes are a bad escape plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think revolting peasants are at the point where they're going to be placated by 20% off coupons and a certificate of no, really, I'm a calm person.
Yeah.
That's the stuff for like 2 weeks before they revolted.
Okay.
Like that was to stop the revolting. So the prize goes to Amanda for the only plan that like actually has any
Gets a way
semblance
out of there.
Yeah, that's like
Securely.
a feasible exit plan and like
Okay.
an actual distraction. And even if it ends in
I had a
them
getaway vehicle. It was
Thanks,
great.
John.
even if it
Oh,
ends
I'm
in them burning your
you're
marionette
next,
in
I'm
effigy,
sorry.
like at least there's
That's
that.
fine. I mean, the thing is, my hope is that they would embrace my puppeteers as their
Lunch and
own,
eat cake 20% off.
because the puppeteers really are the people.
Yes, yes.
Oh, this
Puppeteers
is
are people, too.
long.
Yeah,
Okay, John.
sometimes it's like that.
We've
I'm
got a
sorry.
novel.
This was submitted by Donna and Eric on Kickstarter.
Oh,
Cool.
good job, Donna and Eric. You're not here, but like if you were, high five, man.
We're really
Or
excited
lady, or
about
both.
having your story.
Yay!
You plan to propose to your girlfriend at a spa where she is getting a facial as a gift from you. You have asked the spa staff to come get you right before they remove the mask. So when she opens her eyes, you will be there on one knee ready to propose. When she walks into the waiting room, facial complete, you realize the staff has made a mistake and must quickly come up with a new plan.
Ah.
That's all you get. You don't know what exactly the mistake
Okay.
is.
Yep.
So what do?
Well, I definitely need that.
I need to look something up.
Okay.
Good, it's what I thought it was. Excellent. I was pretty sure this was a solution for a specific thing.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure.
So, the spa owners
Yes.
lead my fiance in
Yes.
wearing this face mask, right?
Well, it says
And
facial.
They've,
Friend.
they've
she's
taken
had
the
a facial.
they've
Facial.
taken the face mask off.
does it
Isn't
actually
that-
say that?
When she walks into the waiting room, facial complete, you realize the staff's made a mistake and must quickly come up with a new plan.
Ah, okay.
That's all the detail we get. We don't have like a.
Well, I
This is
mean,
what the mistake was.
yeah, exactly. So the
Yeah.
mistake is they've misplaced my girlfriend and they brought out entirely the wrong person for me to propose to.
Okay.
So there I am with this engagement ring with that valuable diamond that will
Wow.
not come off.
Okay.
Wow, you had that card just waiting for this.
I, in anticipation of this moment, I had like maybe put the ring on my own finger, and now it's stuck
Okay.
because it won't come off.
Oh, I assumed it meant that the diamond will not come off the engagement ring.
Or the other person that you've slipped it onto without realizing.
Oh, or that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I put the engagement ring on this person's finger, not
And now you're
realizing
stuck.
that it's not my fiance.
Oh, no.
So now I've accidentally proposed to the wrong person. I can't take the engagement ring back. So I guess at this stage the best option is to, is to go through with the wedding after all. I have a wedding gift for her. I have a 12-ounce bag of expired coffee. So there's that.
Oh no.
Sorry for the pop.
We've all been there.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And of course, I'm lucky in that this replacement fiance is actually a fan of large snakes because I have a pet anaconda at home. And maybe
know,
that's not.
My anaconda don't want none.
I mean, but it does want some though.
But it does,
what's
apparently.
the
It wants that
anaconda's name?
expired coffee.
It
Yeah?
really does.
Yeah.
What's the
Willie.
name? Willie the Anaconda.
God,
No bragging.
found it.
Ah,
No
sure.
bragging. Nova came from the souls. I think we're best friends now.
All right, Amanda, you are up.
So here's the thing. When they bring my fiance in, I realized that unfortunately what they did was they actually killed my fiance with that
What?
facial. That
No.
facial was just...
Oh no!
So they're facials that they're acid.
So are they
heals.
weekend?
Yeah.
Are they weekend with
And-
burning her into
Yeah. Well, no. What they did was they resurrected her, and
Oh,
now
she's
I have like a
undead.
zombie.
girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta kill that with fire, but then you gotta put the fire out, which is why I have 8 boxes of baking powder assorted brands. Because that puts out grease fires.
the? Yeah.
What are
Yeah,
some other
it's very
brands
good.
aside from Arms? What is
Arm
it?
and Hammer,
Arm and Hammer. What else?
generic, Stop and Shop, Shaw's, Big Y,
Yeah.
store brand.
Geez.
So I have 8 boxes of
Great
that. So
value.
hopefully, you know, that acid, it burned, and then I had to just set it on fire because that's what you do.
Yeah.
But that didn't take her out, so because I didn't let the fire burn long enough, which is why I went at her with a stun gun. Because you got to fire that taser and just, you know, because
Do
coming at
tasers
me,
work on
she's coming at
zombies?
me, and
Yeah,
I
does
just.
that.
But no, it didn't work, and that's the thing.
Okay.
Which is why I finally had to resort to the ice axe.
Wow.
Just right to the head. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bad day.
John, I think I've seen this movie.
All right. So this.
It's hard to get to Hawaii, and it's a treasure.
These two had far more dramatic mistakes than I had. The mistake I had was that they took the mask off before they brought her out, which means there's no reveal because she's already out here with the mask off. So now I have to come up with a new diversion so that there can be a surprise. Now, thankfully, in a weird twist of fate, my high school chemistry teacher is also at the same spot in the waiting room. Mr.
really
Jewett's
good.
a peach. Dan Jewett, if you're out there, you're a great person, and I hope you have a great life. But Mr. Jewett is also a fan of blowing shit up, just blowing stuff up and making a mess and doing ridiculous things. So I'm going to have him help me make a smoke thing, like a smoke bomb, a smoke distraction, some sort of diversion with this fire extinguisher I happen to have. And I have a bundle of peacock feathers to like put in front of this diversion so that it looks classy and not just like I let my high school chemistry teacher blow up a fire extinguisher just because
It's very distracting.
yeah,
Yeah.
but so I've just created a wrestling entrance is what I've done.
You gotta have the right music.
Yeah, it's, you know, we all have cell phones. Just start playing
Yeah.
music off Spotify in my pocket
Okay.
and start a wrestling entrance and then emerge from behind the smoke detector, fire extinguisher
I have
Feathers.
and peacock feathers and part them and then
And you go,
And then propose.
I'm
Yeah.
here!
Okay. So. I like all of your stories. They're all very fun, and they all have a different take. Amanda, I like that you went fully nutty. I think you got rid of a ton of cards you might not have wanted,
I did.
which is really good.
I have had this
And
since round
dumb.
2.
Okay.
and dumb. Really effective.
Jules.
My others weren't really useful,
I didn't
so.
see what you were doing until you explained it at the end. I like the way you were flaring it. But Andy got the happy ending.
Yeah.
He
So
did.
there you go,
Yeah.
Andy.
My 12-ounce bag of expired coffee and
And
my
your
anaconda,
anaconda.
So there you
named Willie.
Willie the Anaconda.
Dear.
It's the story of Willie.
All right.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of weapons. So I had to, and those 8 boxes of baking powder I got right after you had the baking.
Yep.
I pulled that card and I was like, man, I could have added this to Jules'
Yeah, so you were
baking
talking about you're putting out
competition.
fires. I'm like, I have the fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I have that for you.
Can I have a blue card?
No. Yes, you can. Okay,
Andy,
you can
you're
have
up.
that.
All right. Oh, it's another one submitted by somebody.
Yeah.
This submitted by Jim, Kickstarter backer.
Nice.
Thanks, Jim.
Your friends are taking you on your first trout fishing trip. You have waded halfway across the rapids of a shallow river When you lose your footing on the slippery rocks, you are afraid that if you take another step, you will slip. Your wading overalls will fill with water, and you won't be able to take them off before you are swept down the river and plunged into the deep pool below. Your friends are already safe on the opposite bank, 30 yards away.
So what do you do, or what is our goal?
That's up to you.
Okay.
You're midway across a river. Your boots are filling and squelching. You're in danger of drowning and being dragged off into a pool of water. Your friends will point and laugh because they're not very nice people.
Yeah, this is
So-
already established because they took me fishing. Have you met me? I am not an outdoor child. I don't belong outside.
I mean, you look like you've got some sun.
Yeah, I did because I take my kids outside. But
Okay, I'm playing this one for the fun and not for the win.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
There
ditto.
you go.
Amanda, we'll start with you.
So, you have friends with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're pointing and laughing.
Well, I'm glad you said that because what you didn't know is that your friends are 3 out-of-work comedians, and they're desperate for laughs. Just desperate for laughs. And they actually, what they're trying to do is start a show with Netflix. So they've got a subscription.
So this is
to
not, in
Netflix, but
fact,
they're
your friends
actually-
taking you on a fishing
No,
trip.
this is-
This is, in fact, like some folks
Good night,
filming
Novocaine.
Jackass.
Good
Good
night,
night, Novocaine. Thank
Night,
you for joining
Novocaine.
us.
Thanks for coming to hang out.
So,
Yeah, your friends have basically set you up for a show that they're trying to make a pilot for. Yeah, so this is all just an elaborate joke. And then they're going to eventually take pity on you and save you by tossing you the striped adjustable dog collar that's actually a life preserver. That's why it's adjustable. Actually,
That's
yeah.
a stripe.
Yeah.
Life preserver stripes.
But this was all just a backdoor pilot for a Netflix show where like these 3 out-of-work comedians finally get a job.
Okay, cool.
There's a reason they're out of work.
What would be a good title for
They're
that
not good
show?
at it.
well, no, so this is the problem when Johnny Knoxville is your friend.
Apparently. All right. So, what I have is a Venus flytrap on shore. I have a pocket comet. This just says comet, but it's in my pocket. And so I attach myself to the comet and launch myself at the Venus flytrap that will hang on to me and keep me from flying off into space.
Okay.
And then I have a panel of climate change experts who are going to lecture my friends about climate change to make them feel bad for dragging me outside.
Okay.
No, not nice. Also,
This is
you're
why the
disrupting-
river is rushing
Yes.
so much.
Look
is
what
obviously
you've done. Look what
climate
you've done.
change
This is a
has
terrible
raised
idea.
the level
Do you
of the
understand
river.
Yes, no, and just so they get to sit there and listen to that lecture while I clean myself up and get the heck out and go home and be indoors where I belong
Okay.
I agree.
and be really grumpy.
Indoors with your internet
Yeah, and my air conditioning.
and video games.
So, my friends have angered me, and it's not wise to anger me.
No.
For I am a warlock who calls upon the power of the stones of Stonehenge
Nice.
to part the river.
Where the demons dwell.
That would be a druid, wouldn't it? Not a warlock?
I
Whatever.
guess a druid would fit.
Yeah.
And nature bends upon me, and then I summon vines to wrap them. After which I grab all their bags of food, and I summon the outhouse of eternity. And I dump their lifetime supply of neutral bars down the toilet. Just to
At
show
least the
them
trout are
how
happy.
angry I truly am, and what happens when
Rage.
you mess with the druid who has access to the stones of Stonehenge.
So, okay, we've got this
Race of
television
druids.
pilot that
No
Amanda's
one knew
doing.
who they were or where they came from.
We've got
200,000 miles in this day and age. I don't know where I live now.
Got
Venus
this.
flytrap and some cleaning solution.
No.
It's a
rock.
literal comet.
Space
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah.
Space rock to launch my sweet keister out of this river.
And John is going to use the stones from Stonehenge to get himself out of the river and then dump his friend's lifetime supply of nutritional bars.
Down the outhouse of eternity.
Yeah.
Those are some very fibrous poops.
Yeah. They're lucky they got off with this.
Or do you just force feed them the nutritional bars
No,
and then
no,
lock
no,
them
no.
in the ass house
It's a
of
waste
eternity?
of food. It goes down. It's all gone.
Well, I think, Amanda, you win because at least my friends in the end saved me with the dog collar.
They did. They did.
Okay.
They were just, kind of jerks about it.
That's fair.
That's cool. There you
The
go.
pilot doesn't get picked up.
Yeah.
They don't.
Shall we do
no.
one more and then we'll do some story cubes?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, Amanda.
1, 2,
All right,
3.
I just want to see what I would have for my next cards, even though we won't be.
Oh
playing
my god!
Hey, friends. Wow. Okay, another religious one.
Oh,
I mean, you're welcome to ditch it if you'd like something different.
Yeah, I think I have to actually because that's a really unpleasant.
Go ahead.
It's the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm picking it.
You're an organist. Your organ is
swarming with mice.
swarming with measy mice.
No, 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 no.
That's good
Okay.
for the measy mice.
All right, I'm going with this one. I like this
Okay.
one.
Hey!
You show up for a job interview at a sock puppet factory. While the interviewer is grabbing coffee, you accidentally lean on the computer console, and the machine that staples the smiles to the puppets begins turning those smiles upside down. You're about to release masses of frowning sock puppets on the world, and the interviewer is on her way back.
Okay.
How do you cope with that?
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
You ready?
I am prepared.
I think I have.
A good solution for this, or a good
Well, I
story?
I got
know
it.
what's going on.
I got
here.
it.
All right.
All right, Jules.
All right. So what I have
Yeah.
is
A lot of angry sock puppets.
not anymore.
Oh, good.
I'm going to put them back through the machine,
Oh.
which I have now outfitted with lipstick, dentures, and sweet-smelling soap. So now
Aw.
they're all going to have toothy smiles and smell so pretty.
Sock puppets with teeth.
Oh my god.
They're perfect for dentist office.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for like
Okay.
children's dental.
Which I mean, those
care,
puppets
yeah.
are legit terrifying. We used to have we had a parent of a child in our
Yeah.
program that was a dentist and brought one of those in for our dental health month.
Terrifying.
And they look
Terrifying dinosaur with human teeth. Horrifying. Our kids
CGI
friggin'
Sonic.
love that
Remind
sucker.
me to tell you about Flash That Smile.
Ooh, geez, nope, don't tell me that. Anyway, but so these are sweet-smelling, lipsticked and toothy smiled sock puppets. They are all fixed now. They're perfect.
Oh, you think on your feet. I like it.
Or on my teeth,
Consider
as it
me
were.
your interviewer. I like
Okay.
that. Okay, good. Go.
Okay. So the only thing I can do truly is try to beg for forgiveness.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to completely, reprimand myself
Okay.
and become
Yeah.
pathetic as possible. So I'm going to put on a clown costume.
You know, we have clown sock puppets here. That's very good.
Perfect. And I'm going to pour spice from a spice rack in my eyes to produce tears. And I'm going to weepingly perform the complete works of Shakespeare.
You know, we do like public self-castigation. That's really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
To be or
Yeah,
not to be,
abasing
that
yourself
is the
in front of
question.
us is, we all do that. This is actually basically our corporate retreat.
Alas, Poyoric, I knew him well,
Yeah.
Horatio.
You've hit right upon what our big team building exercise was going to be next.
Out, jam spots.
Oh my
You're
god.
just rubbing like chili powder
Yeah.
right into
All
your
over my skin.
skin.
Just cayenne
Oh.
everywhere.
I
Saffron,
take
Just
the
whatever.
more
dagger.
cloves than you can ever possibly handle. Just
Eventually, I see the dagger of Macbeth, and I plunge it in, and it turns out it was off the wall, and I fall over. And that's
Yeah.
Now you've
that
committed
crowd.
suicide during your job interview.
no, that's
Sounds
a
like a good
go-getter to
job.
me.
There you go.
Next candidate.
So actually, this is not the disaster you would think that it might
Oh.
be.
Really?
I happen to have in my pocket
Tell me how.
120 feet of rope.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I'm quickly
That's just
able
enough.
to
That's
use
a lot
that
of pocket.
use that rope to tie some of the sock puppets together, and I demonstrate that I'm actually able to make these sock puppets into sock orangutans. They're snobby orangutan sock monkeys.
Sock monkey.
Yeah.
It's
so
moved into a whole new area for us.
this actually this would have worked, but then I look at the computer screen again, and I realize that it's got 30 years of classified CIA documents on the desktop, and this whole sock puppet enterprise is
Security.
a front.
Security. Security.
What for?
Remove this
Well,
candidate.
obviously, this is some sort of spy operation working out of this sock puppet factory. So you're going to hire me, or
These
I'm
are
going to spill the
just
beans
socks.
on this.
You saw nothing. All you saw were socks.
You signed an NDA.
Yeah. Well, wait. This is the start of the interview. Did he have to beforehand?
Yes, to get the interview.
Okay. So you've got.
That's a rigorous interview process
Man.
for a sock
Blackmail?
company.
You know, I don't like being
Defamation?
blackmailed into hiring someone who's probably just going to ruin all our sock puppets.
I made them better. I made them into these snobby orangutans.
Questionable. I very clearly made them better and made them more marketable to dentist offices.
And I did
did.
nothing better, but I performed well, I think.
You did. Like I said, that's basically our corporate retreat. Yeah, my problem with this is that you've discovered the source of all sock puppets.
Oh, jeez.
Internet sock puppets.
Dang it.
And I can't abide that. You did make very nice dental puppets, but we're not looking to move in that direction at this time.
Understandable.
You know, we're not looking to hire someone who's dead. But if from the afterlife you would be willing to run our next corporate retreat, I think we could make something work.
Very good. Ooh.
Excellent. You.
Having realized that this spy organization is using sock puppets to
Yeah.
influence the CIA.
I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, how much do you pay?
Whoops.
We have a very generous benefits package.
Excellent.
It's a card.
It's that card right there.
So, that was.
That was it.
Wing it.
So my
That's
last
wicked.
hand of cards was a rubber ducky, astronauts freeze-dried dinner, a 3-person tent, a professor of neuroscience, and a flower garden.
Okay.
The only two things I hung on to were a ceiling fan and an oven. And
I had a
both from
headlamp
last
and I
time.
had that swing set with a slide from the demonstration
Ah,
earlier.
I had a 1-year subscription to your favorite magazine
nice.
and Human Pancreas.
It doesn't say human. It just
No,
says
it doesn't say
pancreas.
human.
it just says pancreas.
You knew if I played it, it was going to be somebody's.
Yeah. Knowing you, yeah.
All right, so
The
was
two
fun.
cards
That
I
was
had
fun.
before I drew up were the professor of
love Wing It.
neuroscience and the flower garden, which is why we made a backdoor pilot for a Netflix show, because otherwise I would have had to use a professor of neuroscience and a flower garden.
To get out of the river.
Yeah, I couldn't
Make
couldn't
yourself
qu-
a daisy chain.
couldn't quite do it.
Daisy chain your sweet keister out of there.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
I love-
Thank you for
love,
bringing
love
this game
this
to
game.
us, Jules. This
much.
was great.
Thank you. I'm gonna scoot
I
these over
I
here.
need this game now.
All right. I would say buy it from Battlegrounds, but I don't know that we carry it yet. Well, hopefully we will.
Rory's story cubes, however, are something that Battlegrounds
Yeah.
plays.
I'm
They've
pretty
actually
sure,
started reissuing these.
I'm pretty sure that's where Santa got them. Santa gave me these for Christmas this year.
Nice of Santa.
Santa,
the box.
the Sentiment, that's Sentiment.
Santaman, so good.
voyages, actions, and regular.
I need to
choking
understand
hazards.
that one of
Don't
those.
eat them, John.
I don't know
No
which one. I want to say
small
it's voyages.
onions.
One of those encourages you to make fan fiction with it.
Jules.
Yes.
I feel like you're the right person to play Slash with.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
Slash.
Oh, I played
I haven't gotten to play it because I haven't had the right group of
God, I
people
love Slash.
to play it with.
I'm bad at it, but I love it.
You, me, and Sarah
Okay. Yeah.
will get together and do this because I feel like,
I don't think we can stream that.
No, maybe not streaming.
oh,
That gets real dirty.
oh.
In a pro.
I
Midnight
feel like
stream.
I
No,
feel
we
like
can stream
this
it at
would
my
be
house.
a
We'll stream it off-
nighttime.
we'll stream it
yeah,
off the Insidious
this is
Pie
a-
channel.
an
That has-
after hours sort of deal.
Insidious Pie channel starts with a warning of Jules swears a lot.
Yeah,
And it gets
so-
real raunchy sometimes. It's okay.
But I feel
That's
like you, me, and Sarah need to do that because I feel like we're the right crew for it.
Yes.
Sarah and I met through fandom, so
That tracks.
So, I recognize the company logo.
game right.
Game right,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
So
playing with
Rory's
these.
No,
story
that's okay.
cubes. These are fun little
much
things.
fun to play with.
So do
They're
we
dice.
have? We don't have Zoom Cam available at this time.
No, I don't have Zoom Cam set up.
Because that would be useful for this. We can.
They
switch
are
them.
really cute.
So there are a whole bunch of D6.
Guys,
that all have various little symbols.
Pictograms.
All over
Yeah.
them, such as a hand, a d6, a magnifying glass,
Should we
shadow
attempt to
behind a
keep
human.
these separate from each
Oh,
other?
you don't have to. They're color
different
coded.
color.
Color-coded.
Okay.
Green.
Someone giving a gift.
Yep.
I got crabs.
So are there official rules?
sorry.
There's a game
Should see a
called.
doctor
Have
about
you
that.
seen?
Well,
Have
no,
you
no.
seen the game? You've got crabs.
Yes.
We played that at PAX East with our friends Sarah and like her crew of friends, and we played it with the crab claw gloves.
Man, those
so
things
they're
make
these
things hard.
mitts that are plastic crab claws, and it's a card-based game. So you have to be trying to hold your hand of cards and grab cards while wearing the crab. It's horrible.
That seems like a bad time.
Elephant monkey.
I was a little
See,
too brain dead at the time to play.
My brain went in an entirely different direction.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
assume. Well,
Because you're supposed to accuse someone else you've got crabs.
the Cards Against Humanity had done for a little while a thing of holiday BS.
Yes.
I love
they-
their holiday things.
Yes. So I want to say it was the first or second year, I don't remember which one, that they did like 12 days of holiday BS and gave you a variety of different things over the course of this thing. And one of them was a game called Cluster F. And the idea
I want to say that was the first year.
yeah, and the idea
Yeah.
is you're trying to orchestrate an adult encounter, but like by passing cards with little words on them back and forth between various players of this game. And at some point you go, okay, I'm ready, let's do this, and kind of blind choose who you're involved with and hope that they chose you too, and then if you did, you get points, and if not, no, and that's all I can think of, because there's a card that's like, that has an STI on it, and if you have that card, you are not getting points from this.
No action.
But that's all I came up with. That is also not a stream safe game, or at least not here.
The holiday stuff from they'd done Christmas, and they did Kwanzaa, and then they did Hanukkah.
8
And
sensible
I
gifts
am
for Hanukkah. I
I
saw
am
that one.
eternally bitter about Hanukkah
Why?
because I did it.
Oh, I didn't get that one.
I did it. And they started a joke and they didn't finish it. And it made me really sad because I genuinely would have wanted 8 of these. The first like 3 presents you got were socks.
8 different pairs of socks.
And they were all exactly the same, but with a menorah on the ankle that had 1 additional candle for each of the 3 days.
Perfect.
And I was like, I realized that you want to send other things in addition, like they sent like a field notebook and a couple of other very sensible things. But I genuinely wanted 8 pairs of socks because I love socks.
Yeah, no, that's...
And I legitimately would have loved to get 8 pairs of socks, 1 for each day of Hanukkah. It would have made me really happy.
Great, me too.
And they only did 3 days, and to this day, I want to like go visit the Cards Against Humanity offices in Chicago and beg them to finish making the socks.
I mean, I'm sure you could find Hanukkah socks somewhere.
They're not the same.
A matching set is
They
important.
had these made for this thing, and I want the finished set. The fact that it's only the first 3 nights is like just no.
All right, so Rory's story cubes. The idea behind this is, as Jules was saying, these cubes have little pictograms on them. And the challenge is to throw all 9 of them at once. Oh, I'll transfer this over so that folks can see.
I'll just
There.
this pile in here.
So the challenge is to take all 9 and make a single story that uses all 9 of the face-up sides, right?
Yes, I was gonna say I don't know that it's all 9. No, it is. So yes, would you like me to read the thing that's on the inside of this?
Sure, if we want to do it
Sure.
by the official rules
I mean,
and whatnot.
I'm just gonna read what it says, and then
Okay.
we can adjust it because the other boxes have other suggestions.
Yeah.
How to play Rory Story Cubes. There are infinite ways to play with Rory Story Cubes. You can play solitaire or with others. Here are a few suggested ways to unleash your creativity. Number 1, roll on all 9 cubes and look at the face-up images. Pick an image that will be the starting point for your story, beginning with Once Upon a Time. Make up a story that somehow links together all 9 face-up images. Number 2, think up a title or theme for a story. Examples: The Beach, My Fantastic Vacation, Dream. Then roll all 9 cubes and try to tell a story that relates to the title or theme. Number 3, divide the cubes evenly among the players. It's okay if some get more than others. Starting with one player and continuing in a circle. Take turns rolling the cubes and adding to the story based on the face-up images. Stop after all 9 cubes have been rolled or continue rolling for additional rounds.
I like that idea. That's a yes and idea.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's do that.
I'm excited.
This one does say when mixing different sets, pick 9 cubes in total to roll.
Ooh, okay.
So we're not rolling like 27 dice in total. We're rolling 9 total.
Okay.
But yeah.
Shall we mix sets together
Yeah.
and do like
Sure.
each of us gets 2 cubes and one of us gets 3?
I want this
And
one.
we'll roll them one at a time and go around the table,
This
right?
one.
And each person, let's just each
Yeah.
randomly take 2
Oh,
cubes.
I've claimed this one. It's mine now.
And whoever's going first gets 3 cubes, so they're telling the beginning and the end. I took 3. So
That too.
Yeah, no, one of each.
no.
Oh,
Oh,
one
that
of each
was
type?
only 9, right?
Well,
No,
let's do one of each type.
Oh yeah, one of each type.
Okay,
Well,
but then
yeah.
we're doing more than 9.
I mean, you know,
okay.
when
Yeah.
you do more than 9,
But-
Whatever.
who gives 2 hoots?
Yeah. Okay.
All
You're
right.
not my mom box. I can roll what I want.
All right,
So,
I've got my cubes. Who wants to start?
Oh,
You
okay.
You go.
All right.
You.
So I'm going to throw this cube, and this is the beginning of the story. Gather round, children. Long ago,
That's
in
not
a
what
country
evenly means.
far from here, lightning struck.
Wow.
Amanda, what happened then?
Oh, let's find out. Lightning struck just as the sun was coming up.
And then
What is that?
This is from the actions.
I think they're combing hair.
no, they're shaking hands and giving a thumbs up, which meant the pact was sealed.
But it was a pact made on happiness and sorrow.
The first conspirator raised his hand up and spake, saying,
This is all water under the bridge. It's literally what it should.
yeah.
Water under the bridge and through the mountains, as it were.
So I have a really great idea to avoid causing any more conflict.
We should start a song.
I'm gonna start a band.
So they all headed off together.
Cool. And on their way, they saw a rainbow, and they've decided that they should incorporate the word rainbow, into the name of their band.
And their band was called Rainbow on the Map.
Yay!
Okay. Very light, very fresh.
So shall we retire these dice?
Yeah.
Sure.
And move on to the
You know
next.
what? Pop them in the wing it lid.
Hey, good call.
Sometimes I have good ideas.
Okay, I want this one
I want this squiddly.
and this
And
one.
that one.
I want this foot.
And then I'll wait. I'll wait. Yes.
I've got a blue and a black, so I need a green.
Green would work.
This one.
I'll take. I need a blue, so I'll take this one.
All right.
All right.
You 3, I'm sorry you have not been chosen. You
So-
are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think I started the last one, so
All right.
maybe Jules start.
Sure. So satisfying.
Right? I know.
Yeah,
really,
they are
seriously.
good dice. They've got a little bit of heft to them.
Yeah.
They're good dice.
All right.
These are
Just
like,
enough.
Good dice, Bront.
In the beginning, there was a magnet.
which forced us to rebuild our entire society.
Wow.
We used it to create anti-gravity planes.
Round 2 going up.
Those anti-gravity planes were secret labs.
Oh.
Secret labs that somehow, due to this anti-gravity, were also soundproof.
Which caused us to investigate the true points of these planes. Why are they in the air? Why do they have labs? Why are they soundproof?
In fact, they were not labs. They were flying raves. Flying soundproof raves.
The chemicals were just drugs.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're raves, but they're silent raves, where everyone dances to their own music through headphones and communicates via text. This is a real thing, apparently.
Oh, no, I was gonna. That's literally the minute that showed
Yeah.
up, I was like, so silent raves.
Yeah.
Also, there's a squid.
It's a squid rave. That's the DJ.
Yeah,
so
I
it
know,
can
DJ Tentacles.
Yeah.
And he's the sheriff of this town. And he's gonna clean up these raves.
So Sheriff Squidworth put on his, or flew the plane into a tunnel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for a
Okay.
moment there, I did think that was a meat helmet.
I thought it was a taco.
I thought we were
It
going
looked like a
inside-
meat helmet because I'm used to Kingdom of Loathing,
Yeah.
where everything's made of meat. So it's a squid rave. It's a silent squid rave.
It's a silent rave. There's a squid.
And we're in a tunnel
who's
now.
a DJ and also a sheriff.
Right.
Who's arresting the rave?
But now we've headed into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
he's flown the plane into a tunnel.
So
Oh
now
no!
we can't see.
Yeah, we've thrown the rave into a tunnel, so we just have to feel our way around to figure out who everyone is. Because we've all got headphones, so we can't talk and we can't
Let's-
see our text.
Let's see what the 3D last dice tell us happens at the end of this story.
Yeah.
Go for it, Jules. You roll them, we each tell one.
Sure, I'll roll them. You three assign whoever you want to do.
Okay. At the end of the tunnel, there was a huge elephant party.
And it was squirting water and stuff out of its nose.
So we jumped on out of the plane and headed off on our ways.
Woo!
Yes.
Rory's story cubes are fun things.
Yeah, it's very fun
are.
thought
Goofy.
experiment. Okay.
Oh, so satisfying.
Oh my god.
Escape.
Cell phones. And candy canes.
Nice.
I see
Orange
a
to
moon.
Towers. We all live in a yellow submarine.
cane. Yeah.
I thought this was going inside the human
The
mind.
more you know.
Ah.
That's the way I saw it.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're out of gas.
There's an axe for some reason.
Very angry about it.
Someone's shaving a state.
And then it disappeared.
Boink.
It
Oh!
vanished.
That man's very angry.
What time is it? It's 4 o'clock.
Oh my
snap.
god, I should be at work.
I liked the
Yeah.
silent rave in the airplane.
Silent rave, in the
Silent
airplane,
rave on an airplane.
And then the squid.
Raves on a plane.
Okay.
All right.
That was
Well,
cute. Thank you
yeah.
for bringing those, Jules.
Thanks,
You're
Jules,
welcome.
for being
Thank you for
guest.
bringing Wing It.
Thanks, Brent.
Wing It was a lot of
I'm
fun.
glad we got a chance to play Wing It.
I am.
Yeah,
too.
that was great.
So,
Okay.
hey friends,
Hey, friends.
Hey, other friends.
next Friday it's not going to be May anymore.
Oh,
What should we do with our next month of games?
what should the theme
Is
be?
it for June?
Are we going to
Right.
continue to do
Can
themed
we
things?
I don't think there's quite enough
Yeah.
pride-based games.
Well, or queer content creators? Question mark. I don't know.
That's
I
a little
don't
more
know.
homework than we normally do.
Yeah,
for our
exactly.
games.
I was like, I don't know enough about that to do that
Time-wise,
myself.
yeah, I don't know if that would be a thing that we could reasonably do.
That's fair.
For board games, like video games, I think we could
video
probably
games,
pull that off
yeah,
easy.
much
But for board games, I don't know if there's quite enough like info out there
We
about the
could do.
creators.
I
of
know
various
that there's
games.
what's it called? Love.
My turn?
You know the game that
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
comedy
yeah, Fog of-
simulator. Fog of Love.
Fog of Love.
That could be a good opener. We could do love-based
It's a
games.
two-player
Games?
game.
Love letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, love games.
Heck, February for that. Why did
Yeah.
February get all the love?
Horror for February.
It's my birthday month, so that fits me.
Oh, such love.
All right.
Yeah, we
So-
could do that.
Love.
We do know
Relationship-y
somebody who
games.
has a copy of Fog of Love.
That's me.
I would. It's a two-player game.
Yeah, it's a two-player game, but we could do two players with a table friend.
Yeah.
I've heard the best way to enjoy Fog of Love is to watch it like an audience member.
Yes.
So,
Listen, I can
you
be
really-
Peanut Gallery. I am so good at Peanut Gallery.
You have to lean into the person you create, not try to match the things that you have to yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
what
my
I
God.
learned watching streams of that game.
Okay.
If you try to like make decisions based on what you would do, it doesn't play well. But if you create a character, it works.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm totally on board with Fog of Love next Friday.
Awesome.
And we'll get lots of lovely bits, and we'll love our chat, and
Yeah.
it will be a wonderful time.
Yay.
Yeah. So I think that
I'm up
will
for that.
bring things to an end for a close for tonight. We had a ton of fun. It was wonderful to have you here, Jules.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
Yes.
joining us.
Anytime.
Someday we'll have to play more D&D.
Someday, one day, hasta la next time.
Have a
For
good
the
one.
bits, Lobster.
Thanks, Lobster.
Thank
We're
you,
going to say
Crustacean
goodnight,
pal.
everybody, and we'll see you next week. And
Dang it, I forgot my
perhaps
lobster finger puppet.
Oh
Next
perhaps
time.
tomorrow Amanda
bring
will
it to
be
D&D.
painting,
no.
perhaps.
I might be.
Yeah.
I've
But-
been a little blocked painting wise.
Yeah.
It's been frustrating.
But we'll definitely see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.